Shut your mouth and save your life. By George Catlin, author of Notes of Travels Amongst the North American Indians, London, 1870. With the reading portion of the world, it is generally known that I have devoted the greater part of my life in visiting and recording the looks of the various native races of North and South America. And during researches observing the healthy condition and physical perfection of those people. In the primitive state, as contrasted with the deplorable mortality, the numerous diseases and deformities in civilized communities, I have been led to search for and able, I believe, to discover the main causes leading to such different results. Amongst 2 millions of these wild people whom I have visited, I never saw or heard of a hunchback, crooked spine, though my inquiries were made in every tribe. Nor did I ever see an idiot or lunatic amongst them. When I have seen a poor Indian woman in the wilderness, lowering her infant from the breast and pressing its lips together, as it falls asleep, fix its cradle in the open air, and afterwards looked into the Indian multitude for the results for such a practice, I have said to myself, glorious education, such a mother deserves to be the nurse of emperors. And when I have seen the careful, tender mothers in civilized life covering the faces of their infants, sleeping in overheated rooms, with their little mouths open and gasping for breath, and afterwards looked into the multitude, I have been struck with the evident evil and lasting results of this incipient stage of education. And have been more forcibly struck and stoked when I have looked into the Bills of Mortality, which I believe to be so frightfully swelled by the results of this. Habit thus contracted and practised in contravention to nature's design. There is no animal in nature except man that sleeps with the mouth open, and with mankind, I believe, the habit, which is not natural, is generally confined to civilized communities, where he is nurtured and raised amidst enervating luxuries and unnatural warmth, where the habit is easily contracted, but carried and practiced with great danger to life in different latitudes and different climates, and in sudden changes of temperature even in his own house. The savage infant, like the offspring of the brute, breathing the natural and wholesome air, generally from instinct, closes its mouth during its sleep, and in all cases of exception, the mother rigidly and cruelly, if necessary, enforces nature's law in the manner explained, until the habit is fixed or for life, of the importance of which she seems to be perfectly well aware. But when we turn to civilized life, with all its comforts, its luxuries, its science, and its medical skill, our pity is enlisted for the tender germs of humanity, brought forth and caressed in smothered atmospheres, which they can only breathe with their mouths wide open, and nurtured with too much thoughtlessness to prevent their contracting a habit which is to shorten their days with the croup of infancy, or to turn their brains to idiocy or lunacy. And their spines to curvatures, or in manhood their sleep to fatigue and the nightmare, and their lungs and their lives to premature decay. If the habit of sleeping with the mouth open is so destructive to the human constitution, and it caused by sleeping in confined and overheated air, and this under the imprudent sanction of mothers, they become the primary causes of the misery of their own offspring, and to them chiefly the world must look for the correction of the error, and consequently the benefaction of mankind.